a vampire tier list. So it's a bunch of different vampires from, like, TV and movies. And someone else put this together. I thought about putting one together with just vampires I know. But I thought that wouldn't be as fun. Because with this one, God, okay, I hate this website though sometimes. With this one, if I don't know who someone is, I can put them in the Who category. And you guys might know who they are. And maybe we could consider adding it to the list of possible shows in the future or movies if you think it's something I should watch. Let's do vampire tier list first. Okay, Tessa and I have been watching the new Interview with a Vampire show in my free time. It's like my free time show because she loves it. So I actually do know that this is the TV version of Louis. I'm just not all the way through the show. So if you guys have seen this show and you're like, how could you put them there? Sorry. I have 2 more episodes of season 1 to go. So this is like the new version of Louis. I love him. He's not one of my favorite vampires of all times yet. Maybe if I finish the series, he'll become one. Right now, I love him. He's a great adaptation. He's very similar in ways to the original Louis, which obviously he's supposed to be, but it's like an alternate universe version of Interview with a Vampire. Like, the movie still happened, but it was this character and it was slightly different. And it's really fun. If you haven't watched this show but you like the Interview with a Vampire movie, I think you'd have fun with this show, because I'm definitely still having fun with it. But he's in and I love them. Also, he's beautiful. Unlike all the vampires, I can't tell who this is. It looks like someone from In the Shadows, which I have seen a little bit of. I think all 3 of these guys are from In the Shadows. And I do have a soft spot. I haven't watched the whole show, but all the episodes that I've seen are really, really good. It is a show I want to go back to. Yeah, I have my uncut reaction on Patreon to the original film. I had a video up on YouTube as well of, like, my edited reaction, but every time I would get it cleared by YouTube, they'd block it again. And I was just like, I can't fight this battle forever. So that video's just going down. But I think, Bara, if you really like the movie, you'd have fun with the show. It's, like, slightly, like, a mix between the movie and the book. It's, like, more modernized for sure, but it is pretty fun. It's pretty dramatic. The vampires are sick. It's very queer, in the way, like, the movies kind of implied they were queer, but in this it's like, no, they're gay, and you're like, I see. It's no, like, hinting at it. Yeah, it's that one with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. This guy's Louis, and I think I saw the guy who plays, yeah, this is the, Lestat, who plays Lestat. I also love him, even though he's a messy, messy bitch. He's so messy, okay? He's such a good vampire, though. Like, he really is. They're not afraid to look, attracted to each other, like maybe say Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, where I think Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, like, didn't like each other on set either, but I mean, it still kind of came through, I think, in the movie that you were like, okay, you were not just, like, buddies. That's very clear. Oh my god, we have Eric Northman. Hello? Daddy? Sorry. True Blood is truly one of my favorite vampire things to ever happen in the world. I can't help it, okay? I went straight from Twilight in middle school to True Blood in high school with no Vampire Diaries in the middle. Oh yeah, we've got both Claudias down here. We'll get to them. Claudia's so good. They aged her up in the show, which I think helps it be a little less creepy, and give her a little more agency, but she's still, like, 14. She's not, like, an adult or anything. But it does add some new dynamics, I think, for her to be a teenager going through some of the things Claudia goes through versus a 6-year-old. It probably just age her up to make it a little less weird for some of the things. But I don't know if it's gonna end the same way. Because they do change some things around. And play with the story a little bit. So, they're still in New Orleans where I am in the show. It kind of feels like around the time where they, like, had the fire and they, like, buried Lestat and stuff in the movie, but that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, very young. I think it makes sense for a modern show to age her up a bit. Also, then they don't have to work with a kid actor, and probably it's cheaper to make that way, if we're honest. And then we have Bill Compton. I have a soft spot for Bill. If the, like, early on, I would have said I loved Bill if this was, like, True Blood Season 1, but the rest of the show happened. The rest of the show happened, and this is where Bill belongs. Okay? It's just facts for this man. I don't know if you've seen True Blood, but also a good vampire show. But Bill is like your Angel or your Stefan, and Eric is like your Damon or your Spike kind of roles. But Eric comes out on top. Eric, I'll just say, I won't say spoilers about, like, who the main character ends up with or anything. But by the end of the show, I love Eric and Bill is down here, so. but at the beginning of the show, you'd switch him, for sure. Is this Caroline from Vampire Diaries? Nobody messes with her. Oh my god. Our Twilight Mania, like, the books being adapted into movies and everything, started when I was in middle school at prime Twilight age. True Blood, I would say, like, the way it would work for vampire stuff for, like, my generation is you read Twilight in middle school, and then you probably should have watched Vampire Diaries in high school, and True Blood is a little more, like, adult. But I kind of skipped the Vampire Diaries and went straight to the adult show. Because it's very violent, like, very sex heavy. It's like an HBO show, so, like, they're not afraid to show everything. But it's probably more realistic than some of the shows for younger people. It's like if Buffy was adult instead of, like, high school. And, like, instead of being comedy, it was, like, kind of drama with some comedy in there. Who is this? Is this from something I should know? I'm putting them in Who. If you know who that is in chat, you can let me know. But I don't. If you're just joining, we're doing an Ultimate Vampire tier list. So if you have thoughts, you'll have to put them in the chat and let us know if you know who someone is that we put in the Who category. Yeah, I feel like a good amount of people were too old for Twilight, but I do believe it brought vampires way more into the mainstream for, like, younger people, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because, I don't know, it unlocked a love of fantasy for me. Yeah, I was just, I think, a little too young for Buffy and Angel when growing up, and I just, like, I don't know, I just never got to it at any point, and I'm kind of glad, because I've loved, like, reacting to it and getting to talk to you guys about it, because I'm like, oh my god, there's so much more to love when people tell you, like, what they like about it. I don't know who this is. Sir, I don't know who you are. I'm gonna have to go through a couple I don't know who these people are. In the vampire categories there. Elena Gilbert. I would say, Mara, if you watched any of these shows, watch True Blood or The New Interview with a Vampire. Don't watch Vampire Diaries, dude. It's too long. It's too long, and it's too much. It's just so... Oh, Gary Oldman's Dracula, this one? The suit guy or this guy? 1, 2. because I like Gary Oldman in Prisoner of Azkaban, but I've never seen that movie. It might have to go on our movie list. Pam from True Blood, she also goes up here. I do love an evil one. Oh, Suit Guy. I mean, he looks slay. I've just never seen his version of Dracula. I'll open a notepad. And when you guys, like, recognize stuff, we can be like, it's this. Because I can always add it to my to-watch list. Gary Oldman Dracula. Because vampire stuff is good on this channel. We gotta keep the vampires coming. There's a lot of vampires in True Blood, so I'm like, ooh, True Blood vampire. Ooh, True Blood vampire. Pam is like an iconic villain lesbian vampire, and I love her. She's a badass, and I'm obsessed with her. Obsessed. But I've added him so that I can look it up. Actually, I'll look it up. Dracula. Wait, that's iconic. No, I don't. Oh, it's the. Okay, I've heard Bram Stoker's Dracula. But I've just never seen it. 1992. Okay, we will have to add this to the list of movies to watch for sure. I like that idea. Jessica is also all-time favorite. Maybe I just love True Blood. Maybe that's my recommendation if you want a new vampire show to watch reactions to, is watching someone react to True Blood, because it's iconic. I would need to find someone who's never seen it to react to it with me if I wanted to do it for the channel. It would also definitely be one people would probably want, like, Patreon for the uncuts, because there's going to be a lot of cutting. There's a lot of blurring in that show. Also not for kids. Yeah, not for kids. Good to know. It'll be a harder edit, but we would get through. I watched 16 Candles recently as, like, a buffer. In case, like, I don't have another movie, I can quickly edit that one out. And I was like, oh, a PG movie, okay. And then there were boobs in it, and I was like, we've truly gone downhill as a country, because they would not let you put a boob in it now. And it's just, like, a boob. It's not, like, anything crazy. Okay, I don't recognize these ones at all. Claudia's! We got both of our Claudias here. I do have a soft spot for little Claudia, but she freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie, she does scare me a little bit. She's a little spoopy, if I'm 100% honest with you. She kind of creeps me out. As you do. I like teen Claudia a little more. I think I gotta put all the Interview with the Vampire people here yet, because I haven't finished the show, so I won't know, like, who are my I love thems. Really creepy. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, it's definitely going on the list. I don't know who this is. She looks like she's in Interview with a Vampire, but I don't recognize her. Damon Salvatore. I'm gonna get canceled. Like, I mean, like, I'm gonna get canceled by people I know in real life. And it's only because I watched this show as an adult in a binge style and not as a teen in a week-by-week style. But people love this man. Like, his character could go crazy and kill orphans, and they'd be like, but Elena, like, made him sad. And I'm like, he, like, low-key abuses and R-words her friend in season 1, and then, like, it's barely addressed. And he, like, everyone's like, yeah, but he loves Elena. And I'm like, Elena's barely a person. Like, he's good for the show. It's what he deserves. Clip it and ship it. Make that a fucking reel for YouTube. And I will get destroyed. They'll dox me. They'll come to my house. We just do that one for the hate engagement. I just imagine the comments, like, ripping me apart. But, like, the engagement would be crazy. The reel would pop off. Fund the channel for years. If they just see these two and the only ones in the don't like, I can make it worse. I can make the reel worse. I have a soft spot for Stefan. I have a soft spot for Stefan. They'll hate me. They'll hate me, okay? This is probably the biggest drama that will come from this list. If I was, like, a famous YouTuber, they would come for me. I would get canceled on Twitter. But it secretly hides here until it gets uncovered one day. Klaus is cool. I liked Klaus as a villain. He gets a little boring when he becomes too much of a good guy. Yeah, Angel and Spike are on here, so we will get to them. You know who I don't see on here is my girl Darla, unless I'm just missing her, which is fucking rude, okay? How are you not gonna have Darla on here? Best vampire ever. Iconic queen villain. But whatever, we all make mistakes, I suppose. I don't want to cut it off. This guy looks super familiar. I don't know who that is. Ethan's here! Hi, Ethan. We're ranking vampires. Because Bar's seen a lot of vampire stuff I haven't seen. We're putting people in the who category if I don't know who they are. But if you somehow recognize them, you can tell me, and I'll add it to my to-watch list. But right now we have Eric Northman from True Blood, Caroline from Vampire Diaries, Pam from True Blood, and Jess from True Blood, and my all-time favorites. I've caused drama. If our other friends were here and they knew where I put these two, we would have problems. But they're not here. They did not show up, and that is on them. I also don't know who this guy is. There's just a lot of, like... yeah, there's a lot of, like, white guys with kind of long brown hair. And I'm like, who are you? I don't think I've seen this one. There have to be some shows I just haven't seen. Oh my god, this is the girl I was talking about, she's Australian. And she left, like, the Vampire Diaries in the originals to go back to Australia. Her character's meh. Rebecca's fine. I don't, like, have a soft spot for her, but I also like her more than these two fucks. Yeah, these two definitely look the same. I'm like, this is the same guy. This is just a bad picture of him, I feel like. I don't know who the fuck this is. Queen Lady Gaga. I think I only have a soft spot for her because she's Lady Gaga. I actually don't like Hotel. This is when Lady Gaga was a vampire in American Horror Story Hotel, season 5. And I honestly didn't like that season that much. This is season 5. Season 4 was the Freak Show one. But 5 is like... 5 got a little, like... I think it got too mixed up, because it wasn't just vampires, it was also, like, ghosts in the hotel, and a bunch of other stuff, and I think they just had a little too much stuff going on, in season 5. This just looks like somebody dressed like Dracula. These guys look like they should be in this show, but I don't recognize them. Who the fuck are you, sir? I cannot tell who this man is. Okay, this is like the old Dracula, which I think I have seen. But I don't... like, it was so long ago. I'm gonna put him in here just because I can't remember. Oh my god, this guy though? Meh. I don't give a fuck about the Michelson siblings unless it's Klaus, okay. Like, who the fuck are these people? Oh my god, Queen. Queen, we've made it to the Twilight characters. We're here! Let's go! King? Sorry, is there a problem? Those look like the only two from Twilight they put on here, despite how many characters are from Twilight. All S tier, exactly. Also S tier. Sorry, Angel's S tier. I love his show. I feel like not as many people love Angel as they love Buffy, but I'm obsessed with it. It's like found family detective, and it's iconic. It also has Cordy in it, and I made a Cordy emote because she's a queen, as you can see. Her queen emote. She's slay. She slays. That's my queen, and she slays. She's not a vampire, though, so she doesn't get to be on this list, which is traumatic. The Count from Sesame Street? S tier. Are you kidding? Icon. He wants to suck your blood. He teaches you to count. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, he should have his own tier. He's an icon. He's the first vampire I ever knew. This looks like Polly from The Challenge. Oh my god, Antonio Banderas, though, in the original Interview with a Vampire movie. Iconic. They said, we need this old vampire. Who it gonna be? And they said Antonio Banderas, and I went, thank you. Thank you for making it Antonio Banderas. I'm trying to see, I saw... I can't tell if this is supposed to be a Lestat from the original one. Did they not put the original Lestat on here and the original Louis? That's kind of crazy that they have both Claudius but not the original Lestat Louis and only the new Lestat and Louis. I think you would like... I think the show is new. It's a little more modern-y vibes. But I definitely would not watch the show without seeing the movie, even if the movie is old. But I think you would like it. It's very, like... It's very of its time. Let me pull it up. Oh, this is from when I was... Like, it's very of its time. It's like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, 94. So they're as gay as they can be without them, like, showing that they're gay, basically. Also has baby Kristen Dunst in it. And then the show, which Tessa's obsessed with, has these guys. And it's modern, so they're like, no, we can show you how gay they are now. We're not fucking around. You can see how gay they are in this new one. But I can't tell if this just looks like a white guy. Who the fuck are Spike? I do love Spike. He's not, I don't love him as much as Angel still, so he doesn't get to go all the way up. Someone's texting me. It's Tanya. She says, so cute. She had a gingerbread contest. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna respond to her. Very cute. Oh my god, Drew though? Icon. Okay, I gotta explain my Spike Drew stuff, because I'm watching Buffy right now, so I know that if people watch this back, they'll be like, why are you putting Spike below Drew and Angel? And it's because Spike has grown on me a lot, but he's not at the same level. Drew, the actress, Ethan, who plays this girl, I have to show you, like, a scene of her at some point. I know you don't watch the Buffy videos because you've never seen Buffy, but like she's like so good. She's so good, and like she's like this creepy like ooh vampire, and like her acting is insane. Like she like whenever she's in a scene, I'm sorry, she owns the episode. I'm loving Buffy. I'm on like season 6 now, and then David Boreanaz is in it, but he breaks away and he has his own show called Angel with his character as the main, and it's a little more like detective-y. But Buffy is a lot more like camp than I thought it would be. It doesn't take itself too seriously all the time, but then it'll like hit you with the emotions. I've really been enjoying it a lot. But Spike is like, I would say Angel is like the Bill or the Edward, and like Spike is like the Eric or the Damon of the Vampire Diaries, kind of. But it does get a little twisted. Like, I really like Spike right now, but like I don't trust the show. It has hurt me in the past, okay? I cannot trust it. As much as I would want to. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. Oh, wait, no, I do know who that is. Don't I? Or do I just know? No, I know that guy. That's from In Between. I don't know who you are, small child. I'm very sorry. This is the guy from Between Human. I only have his name's Aiden, I think. Which I watched when it first ever came out, which was years ago. It's a show about, like, a vampire, a ghost, and a werewolf who all live together. And the werewolf in this show, I think it's a remake of a British show. Yeah, exactly. Trust issues with the show. But in this show, the guy who played the werewolf, I think it was originally a British show. I'm not remembering what it's called now, and I bet I said it. But the werewolf from the show is originally from Peterborough, New Hampshire, which is like close to where we grew up, which is kind of crazy. But the one from the American version, not the British version. It was like a remake on Sci-Fi. This feels like another Dracula. This feels like an anime I haven't seen. Blade! I've actually never seen Blade, but I've just seen him in Deadpool. Is this Blade? It's so hard when the characters are so small. I mean, I liked him in Deadpool, but I've never actually seen his movie, so I guess I'll put him there. Who the fuck is that? Me going through all the ones I don't know who the fuck they are. There aren't many left that I do know. I have so much to watch. This girl looks crazy. I kind of want to know who she is and watch that one. Yeah, I don't think I recommend... Oh, that's a lie. King. Listen, I get it's bad, okay? It's fucking dumb as hell. But, like, original Nosferatu has a soft spot in my heart for that reason. I don't know. I'm like, that's my boy. He did nothing wrong. I don't know who any of you fuckers are. Nosferatu rocks, okay? It's a different time, okay? Yes, he can't compare to these people. But that's because of the time. It's very different. It's very different. You can't count it the same. It don't work. Oh, I'll go see a remake. That sounds good. Because, like... I don't know. He's iconic. Okay. Somebody can screenshot this so that I get fucking beat up on, like, vampire Twitter or whatever. They come, like... fight me. They're like, I know I want to make a reel of this for the engagement, but I don't know if I can stand the amount of people gonna call me a fat bitch for putting them there. I have another tier list, though. I have another tier list.